Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Corlew's Tiebreaker. I'm your man, Tyler Corlew, and in today's video, I'm going to outline my predictions for the first round of the NFL Draft coming up in just 2 days. So I have before me a spreadsheet that outlines pick 1 through 32 and which team is picking where. And so without further ado, let's get started. With the first overall pick in the draft, I have the Jacksonville Jaguars selecting Trevor Lawrence, quarterback from Clemson, which is pretty much a given. The New York Jets have the second overall pick, and I think they select quarterback Zach Wilson from BYU. San Francisco 49ers have the third overall pick in the draft after a trade with the Miami Dolphins. I think they select quarterback Justin Fields from Ohio State. The Atlanta Falcons have the fourth overall pick, and only because they're probably under the assumption that they're never going to pick this high again. They might as well go after a quarterback as the heir apparent to Matt Ryan when he decides to hang up his helmet for good. I think they select quarterback Trey Lance from North Dakota State. Currently, the Cincinnati Bengals hold the fifth overall pick in the draft, and that could change if there's a team that's drafting further down that desperately wants a quarterback, which in this case would be Mack Jones, who some people are comparing him to Tom Brady. I'm just not seeing it. But maybe in due time. But anyway, I think the Bengals end up holding on to that pick, and they select wide receiver Jamar Chase from LSU. Because he was teammates in college with Joe Burrow the year that LSU won the national title. So just to have that instant chemistry is going to pay dividends should the Bengals decide to pick him. And I know a lot of people do not think that it's going to happen this late in the first round of the draft, but I have the Miami Dolphins, who have the sixth overall pick after a trade with the Philadelphia Eagles. I think they will select Kyle Pitts, tight end from Florida. A lot of people are saying that Kyle Pitts is not going to slip past the top 4 or 5 picks in the draft. I think in this case he does. Because those first 4 teams, they're going to want to draft a quarterback. And the Dolphins are going to need an offensive weapon to help Tua Tagovailoa become a better quarterback. So Kyle Pitts would be perfect for them. The Detroit Lions have the 7th overall pick, and since they just acquired Jared Goff in a trade with the Rams this offseason, I think they go offensive line by selecting Penei Sewell, offensive tackle from Oregon. The Carolina Panthers have the 8th overall pick, and it looks like there's going to be a quarterback competition between Sam Darnold and Teddy Bridgewater. And so whoever that quarterback is, they're going to need offensive weapons around them. So I think the Panthers select Devontae Smith, wide receiver from Alabama. The Denver Broncos currently have the 9th overall pick in the draft. And I think with Phillip Lindsay leaving in free agency this offseason, they draft his replacement by selecting Najee Harris, running back from Alabama. The Dallas Cowboys, America's team, they currently hold the 10th overall pick, and with Dak Prescott coming off of a just very gruesome, horrible injury, they're going to want to really try to protect him better this season. So I think they select Rashawn Slater, offensive tackle from Northwestern. The New York Giants have the 11th overall pick, and I think to kind of help Danny Dimes, Daniel Jones, kind of develop more confidence as a quarterback and develop a little bit better on the field, I think they select wide receiver Jalen Waddle from Alabama. The Philadelphia Eagles complete a string of 3 picks in a row, 10, 11, and 12, from the NFC East. And and this is after they made the trade with the Miami Dolphins. The trade down from 6 to 12. I think the Philadelphia Eagles select Patrick Surtain II, cornerback from Alabama, 12th overall. The Los Angeles Chargers have the 13th overall pick in the draft, and I think they go with Caleb Farley, cornerback from Virginia Tech. The Minnesota Vikings have the 14th overall pick, and I think they go try to address their need in the secondary, and I think they'll go with Trayvon Moehrig, safety from TCU. In my projection, I have the New England Patriots staying put with the 15th overall pick, and I think Mack Jones ends up sliding out of the top 10 altogether, and he gets picked by the New England Patriots. So the Patriots select Mack Jones, quarterback from Alabama. The 16th overall pick is currently held by the Arizona Cardinals, and with Kenyon Drake leaving in free agency to go to the Las Vegas Raiders, I think the Cardinals select Travis Etienne, running back from Clemson, to basically be his replacement. The Las Vegas Raiders, speaking of, have the 17th overall pick, and I think they go with Micah Parsons, inside linebacker from Penn State. Currently, as of now, the Miami Dolphins hold the 18th overall pick in the draft, in addition to the 6th overall pick and the 20th overall pick. I think the Buffalo Bills get a little aggressive, and they make a trade with the Dolphins to acquire the 18th overall pick for an exchange of draft pick compensation. And I think they select Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, inside linebacker from Notre Dame. So again, this is a projected trade. The Washington football team have the 19th overall pick, and I think they go with Christian Darrisaw, offensive tackle from Virginia Tech. Miami Dolphins have the 20th overall pick, and I think they select Gregory Rousseau, defensive end from the University of Miami. Because, I mean, that would just be a perfect fit. They have a need on the defensive line, and why not pick a guy that won't have to go very far from college to the NFL? So that could be really good for him. Or really bad, considering it's Miami. The Indianapolis Colts have the 21st overall pick, and I think they select Jalen Mayfield, offensive tackle from Michigan. Tennessee Titans pick 22nd overall. I think they go with Jalen Phillips, defensive end, also from the U. The New York Jets, in a trade that was completed before this offseason, have also the 23rd overall pick, and I think they select Kadarius Toney, wide receiver from Florida. The Pittsburgh Steelers have the 24th overall pick, and I think they select Levi Onorizike, defensive tackle from Washington. At the 25th overall pick is the Jacksonville Jaguars. This is their second first-round pick, which is really weird. A lot of teams with multiple picks in the first round, just as it stands right now. But I think 25th overall, the Jaguars select J.C. Horn, cornerback from South Carolina. The Cleveland Browns have the 26th overall pick in the draft, and I think they select Kwity Paye, defensive end from Michigan. The Baltimore Ravens, in the first of two first-round draft picks, they go Elijah Vera Tucker, offensive guard from USC. They have needs on the offensive line, and they're going to look to address that in the draft. The New Orleans Saints have the 28th overall pick in the draft, and I think they select Zaven Collins, outside linebacker from Tulsa. The Green Bay Packers have the 29th overall pick in the draft, and I think they go with Azeez Ojulari, outside linebacker from Georgia. So the Buffalo Bills, their original first-round draft pick is at 30th overall. And I think with this pick, they go with Joe Tyron, defensive end from Washington. And the Baltimore Ravens, in a trade that happened just last week, acquired the 31st overall pick in the draft from the Kansas City Chiefs in exchange for sending left tackle Orlando Brown Jr. to the Kansas City Chiefs in order for us to help protect Patrick Mahomes a little bit better. I think they're going to address that need immediately by selecting 31st overall Tevin Jenkins, offensive tackle from Oklahoma State, who I think at that pick, like late in the first round or even early in the second round, Tevin Jenkins is going to be a steal. I think teams that needed offensive line, that picked an offensive lineman in the first round and didn't pick this guy, he has the potential to just be like, wow, we passed on him, some teams multiple times. So, last but not least, world champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers. With the 32nd overall pick, select Christian Barmore, defensive tackle from Alabama. So there you have it. And while the draft is happening, I'll have this spreadsheet up just to see how accurate I am. But in the meantime, feel free to stock up on snacks and drinks and kick back and relax as the first round of the NFL draft happens in, once again, 2 days. So, thank you all for watching. Have a great day, and God bless you.